No,
You better
I'll
be good
make
because
the
you're
video
live.
bigger.
We're live. Hi.
Hey.
Yo.
And we can just say it's like May 27th and everything, and it's the truth, right? We're not
It's
like
yeah.
lying.
This is live. It's a live stream.
It is a live stream.
Wow.
People can see this right now.
True.
Hi, internet. It's me from Final Fantasy Remake episode a long time ago. I like that game. Ultimately, I heard it really fell in the rankings over on this podcast, but yeah. Well, John ultimately, right?
Yeah, and I don't think Sean really
seven?
cared either
Seven,
way.
yeah.
Okay.
Sean was neutral. I think Paul, you were the one who liked it the most out of the three.
Easily out of the three of us, for
Yeah.
sure.
Did it crack top 10?
I think I was the only one that it didn't crack top 10 on.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Hi, Nathan. How are you?
Hi, Paul. I'm doing okay.
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you. It's been over a year.
Yeah. How has life been? How are you doing? What's new?
Oh, ups and downs, but the newest new thing is a car, a Prius, and I feel pretty happy about it. It's finally ours, and I can drive a car and not feel scared all the time because it's 25 years old and the brakes are like weird. So, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just you don't want to hear sounds every time you pull up to a light, and now I don't anymore. So it's just like, yay, this feels amazing. My safety is assured. So yeah. We pushed the Lumina to the edge. So yeah. Anyway.
Sure.
But,
Yeah. We're kind of in the
That's the
same boat.
newest.
We're in the same boat too because today Reese got her car finally replaced after 7 months of having it dealt with. But now on the drive to go pick up her car, my brakes are squealing and squeaking.
No.
So I'm like, oh God, please, not now. I've been waiting to take the car into the shop because then we won't have any vehicle. Because hers has been in the shop for essentially 7 months now. But it's like, okay, hers is finally back. Now I can finally book like I can book like a fucking full maintenance thing and have it gone away for like a week and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like your car knows it's time to relax. I don't need to work anymore. Just gave up. But how's your car situation, Paul? Any updates?
We actually bought another one because we need one. We need another one. So, yeah. It's
a new cars. Well, new cars, fixed cars.
I wouldn't say new.
Car talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a new car, but definitely going through the similar insurance problems that you are.
Okay.
Or I guess you did.
Sorry, yeah. Ours is like extremely new to us. It's a used car, but it's like decades newer than what I've been driving, so it feels amazing. But yeah.
You don't have to glue on the mirror. That's a good day.
Yeah, that totally happened last week. It just fell off when I got in my car at work. So yeah, last legs.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you have a whole lot of time to catch up on, so let's get your games of the year for 2020 go. Top 10 in order.
Oh God. Super Mario 35 was number 1. I appreciated that. It was number 2 on John's list, but now that game isn't real.
It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. You can load it up and it does absolutely nothing. It's great.
Yeah, and I think Remake was runner up, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but
oh wow,
it gets really fuzzy past there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I had it somewhere, but I didn't prepare for that. So
yeah. I was
got
just
this
kidding.
week's games.
Yeah, we'll talk about those on this week's top-down perspective for May 27th. I am Paul Fleck. Nathan.
I'm John Wheeler. I guess I'm so used to going third, so I'm just like, wait.
It's weird.
Shit, Sean's not here.
Oh, sorry. I'm Nathan Rohr. I assumed I would go third because I'm not supposed to be here, but okay.
I'm not supposed to be here. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan,
third wheel on this tricycle.
What have you been playing this week? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I finally actually put a little bit of time into that Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the first game, Mass Effect from 14 years ago. Yeah. Good first impression for me. I didn't have issues with like the limited options on the PC, which are totally true. There is not a lot on that menu.
Sure.
It's kind of treating it like a console game. The big thing that stood out in like the first hour is just like, man, I love this music. Like
Yeah.
that atmosphere and everything really holds like well, and the music is doing a lot of that. So Jack Wall, the composer, I guess, just wanted to point at that guy and say good job.
Totally.
I pretty much just did the opening stuff. Like we're basically getting into story time now, where we're on the Citadel. And it's time to talk to a lot of people for like 2 hours and really establish the lore and everything. But it doesn't play like total trash, and it could have because it's old and a third-person shooter before a lot of like design stuff had been established. So I'm game for playing it again, I guess, which is the main thing I'm happy about. So yeah. Are either of you gonna be looking into those or not?
I picked it up
In
and
the
I
near
wanted to play
future?
it, but I threw a vote up to my Twitter. I was like, "Yo, I'm in the mood for like any of these. What should I play?" And then they were like, "Do this one instead." So I picked a different game, but it's on the high
Totally
maybe
different.
pile.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, I don't know if I'm up for like the whole trilogy right now, but I could definitely go for that first story again. Like I kind of like having Saren as like a real face for that game's villainy. Like they kind of don't do that past this one. It
Right.
gets more giant, crazy cosmic threats that are vague and scary, but you don't have like a guy that's betraying all bipeds or whatever's going on in this first game. So I don't know. It's been neat, and plenty more to play though. So but yeah, it's been probably a dozen years since I really spent any time with that game. Like I just hadn't gone
Yeah.
back. I hope they've tweaked some things and fixed some things, but I also am prepared for a lot of menus and a lot of bad moon buggy stuff and all that great 2007 action.
Apparently they
But
tightened
we'll
that
see.
the Mako
Yeah.
stuff up a little bit, and people are saying that it's noticeably
Okay.
a little bit better, but I mean it's still the lowest parts of that game for them. So I don't know.
Like you're not getting stuck on weird boulders and whatnot, or
Yeah, I think it
I don't
just
know what
controls
would
a
be
little
the
bit better,
fix.
but some there's a lot of
Oh,
parts
I
where
guess
you're in
I'm
there
playing as
that are
an
just empty.
engineer.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm deciding to go with a class I just never did before. I'm doing engineer. See how that pans out for me. So a lot of pistol shooting, and I put the difficulty kind of down because I just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I've gotten over challenged in those specifically. So yeah. The rest of my gaming time has been in celebration. Of course, all of you this week, Dr. Kawashima's birthday on May 23rd. So go around. How did you guys celebrate? Ryuta Kawashima Brain Age?
I
bugging you.
skipped. I slept through my alarm. I'm sorry.
Uh, he brought it up while I was playing Brain Age 2, and I was like, oh, wow, really? And it's like, yeah. And then I was looking into like, oh, there's like 2 more games that I never checked out in this series. I will at least get one of them, which I got yesterday for the 3DS, Concentration Training, which doesn't have Sudoku in it at all, which is one of my favorite things about it, but of the first 2. So I was kind of disappointed with that. It's also 3DS, so it's like you can't hold it like a book, which was the other key feature of what I liked about those first 2.
Right.
So mixed feelings right out the gate, but it is like intense math, like 5-minute stuff, devilish training. It's got, all sorts of new little puzzles and things to look at. So I'm still going to look at that a little bit more, but Brain Age 2 has been my like cornerstone for those. And then there's a Switch one that exists in Europe and Australia that we don't have yet. And I hope it's in a direct or something in the future because I would buy it. But I think there's like a special stylus you need for the Switch that came out in Japan for it and everything. So maybe it's like weirdly complicated to put out.
What makes
and they
it
don't
special?
know if it's worth it because that series kind of had its time. I don't know. Just I don't really assume touchscreenery is great on the Switch.
It's actually kind of okay. I did some Mario
much.
Maker handheld touchscreen. It was okay. I wouldn't say it's great, but
just your hands?
no,
Or...
like
okay,
a pen, like a touchscreen pen sort of thing.
A standard one? Okay. I guess just like though they'd bundle it with this or something if they were going to put this out wide, and
Sure.
they haven't done that. So I don't know. It's been hard to celebrate Dr. Kawashima, but I've been doing my best. And that's really like the main gamery I've been up to over here. So yeah, I see you put on some music and you have a Sudoku puzzle, and that's a gaming time technically. So
Sure.
yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. Okay. John, what about you? What's up this week?
I have been attempting to get through Resident Evil 7. I
Okay.
am giving it an honest try again.
Okay.
Because the first time I tried it, I really wasn't feeling it, but supposedly I stopped at the point that everyone tells me the game gets more interesting.
Sure.
So I gave it another shot, and I question what people find interesting. But I'm at a point where I don't know how I feel about it, but I think I feel negative about it.
Okay. Roughly what point are you at in the game?
I would assume I'm about to start third act. I'm about to deal with shit. What's the guy's name?
Lucas?
What's the son? Yeah, I'm about to start dealing with Lucas.
Okay.
I just got the snake key. I'm about to go into his bedroom.
Sure. I think if it hasn't grabbed you now, you could put it aside because it's not gonna grab you.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
The thing I like the most about it has been the exploration. The exploration's been great. I love looking around the rooms. I love like trying to find all the hidden shit. I love solving the puzzles. It's all the stuff I love.
Yeah.
But the second any combat comes into the game, I let out a loud groan. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Sure. I hate the combat. Absolutely hate it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Despite the fact I'm running around with a flamethrower, a shotgun, a pistol, and a knife, and I have the grenade launcher, I'm just like, nope, not a fan. Nope, not fun.
Sure.
The most interesting parts so far have been with Jack, I think his name was.
Yep.
Those two boss fights were funny.
Yep.
The second one's fucking stupid as shit. I'm like, all right, sure, maybe I'll stick around for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But like the third boss fight in the game was pretty bleh. And
Marguerite?
Yeah, at this point, I mainly just that boss fight sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
that's just a disgusting boss. Like it's just meant to be like a disgusting, like flies coming out of places they shouldn't sort of bullshit.
Yeah, I remembered like when we got in the fight, I'm like, oh yeah, someone told me about this. Oh, it's just as bad as they told me.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, but like, I don't find it scary.
Sure.
So that and everyone told me the atmosphere is what the game did best. So I'm like, okay, well, that's the best feature out the window. What am I gonna do now? So at this point, it's just like I feel like I'm slogging through, but at this point, I'm so far in. I feel that I need to finish it. I feel it'd be weird if I stopped now. But how long do you think I have left roughly?
Lucas's part will probably take you anywhere between half an hour to an hour, depending on what you do in it. Then you get to the worst part of the game, which is about an hour long. Boy, that part fucking sucks. I hate it. Yeah, no, like there's a terrible part of this game, and it's like around the end. And then you have about half an hour after that part's done till the end.
So 2 hours, one of them good, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he doesn't like it, then like, no.
Yeah, people were like warning me the basement sucks, and I'm like, yeah, I hated the basement. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, there's a worse part at the end of the game. I'm like, okay, cool, great. You're really selling me on this game.
Yeah, no, there's a really annoying part. I think most people even agree. There's like that part just sucks. The first time, I guess it's not so bad because it's new. If you like replaying it though, it's just like, oh, this game's great until this part, and then it's terrible. So, I don't know. I think you could stop if you wanted to. You're probably, I would say, 75% of the way there.
Oh man. Well, at that point, I feel like I should just finish it.
Like, is the combat kind of powerless inducing, or do you not feel in control?
It just feels weak. Like, it feels soft. I don't know how else to describe it. And I know the main focus of early Resident Evil was not combat. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. But like, it just like the molded were just the most uninteresting things to fight. Like, totally. I basically, especially considering you needed to go through that fucking boiler room where 4 of them were there, and you can't just run through. because it's like
Sure.
it's like a maze shaped like an 8, and they all spawn in the corners, so you have no dodging area, and then you have to run through that room like 2 other times, anyways.
Sure.
But it's just like they're annoying to fight. Ammo for originally was pretty hard to come across. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, I thought I had a lot of ammo. Then I did the Marguerite fight. Now I'm like, maybe I should have been more conservative with my ammo, stuff like that. Like it goes back and forth on if I have enough or too much. The knife, I mean, the knife is the knife. It's better than the classic Resident Evil knife, but it's not as good as the 4, 5, 6 knives.
Oh, dude,
It's
no,
like this weird in between.
Yeah, no, it's fucking terrible compared to those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Combat just has not felt interesting. Like I said, the most interesting parts have been when combat haven't been the main focus. Like the fucking garage scene where all you're doing is dodging. That was the funniest thing in this game, was dodging the car. Because there's no room, so he just keeps going in like this half arc circle the whole time, and I'm just swinging my knife at him, and he's just like, "Come here, you! I'm gonna get you!" And you're just like stabbing him in the face with a knife, and then the car explodes. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, the stuff with Jack is really good.
Yeah, it sadly it has also felt downhill since that, which has also been a bummer.
Sure, yeah, the Marguerite stuff is just supposed to be like gross, and I could. Yeah. It's just. The Jack stuff's good. Lucas is too far the other way, I think, as well. I don't really particularly like Lucas because he's not kind of like a strong guy.
He hasn't seemed any interesting at all. He has not seemed even remotely interesting from what he's been in so far.
Sure, yeah, he's... Yeah.
I've also had a bunch of people say, like, maybe the DLC's more for you.
Oh, there's one DLC specifically that is definitely something you would like, probably.
Is it the one with the uncle? Everyone tells me the one with the uncle is probably the one
Joe
I like
Baker.
the most.
Yeah, it's...
Yep.
You get a powerful arm, and you can punch... Like, your whole thing is you punch shit, and it's ridiculous. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. If I'm actually like 3/4 of the way through the game, I might as well finish it at this point. I just don't know if this means I'm gonna want to go right into 8 at all, or I'm just gonna be like,
So the thing about 8 is that you're right, molded are boring. They just are. They always have been. They're just black globs that are in the shape of a human, and sometimes they do more damage if they're like a bigger blob. Like, they're so boring.
And they're weirdly fast, too, is what I've never gotten. Like, they will just, they'll, like, move ultra slow, then suddenly they will zip towards you.
Yeah. 8, they're more interesting in design. They have the same problems. They take way too much to kill. They are, like, weirdly fast in a game that is about ammo conservation. Like, there's still a lot of problems with the combat in that game, just in general. The exploration thing, I think, in 8 is excellent because every area you go to is so different. So that exploration feeling feels good the whole time. Whereas in 7, there is just kind of backtracking a lot throughout the same parts of the house with, like, different enemies appearing now and then. So there's things I think you would like about 8 more. But if you don't like 7, I don't know that you'll like 8 too much more because it still has similar gameplay issues.
See, that's what I'm worried about. Like, I already picked up 8 because, like, I'm a streamer. It was going to come up at some point. My audience is trying to get me to play through 7 now, and I want to play through 7 because I want to get to 8. But it's just so low, it feels so low on the priority list now because of how 7's been for me.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll
Fair.
see. Hopefully next week I can be like, all right, I'm done. Here's my final thoughts. And I tried some of the DLC. Here's my thoughts, etc. We'll see.
Yeah. So the DLC, I would be interested the DLC you really should try, I think, is called End of Zoe. The other ones you could skip if you wanted to.
I kind of want to see the Chris one, the Not a Hero. Because I'm curious about. I want to tie it into. I assume that almost directly ties it into 8.
It is definitely what happens with Lucas after. It is all about Lucas specifically. So it's pretty
and there's some people said there's like an escape room one that they think I might like.
Yeah, that one's fine. It's an escape room.
I'll check them out. As long as they don't, do they cost? I don't remember if they cost or if they're free.
So Not a Hero, which is the Chris one, is free. Then the banned footage volume 1 and 2, they're two different pay packs. End of Zoe's in one of them, and the escape room one is in another. And
Of course.
you get some other weird game modes in there. Like, you might as well try if you pick those up. They're kind of fun, like Jack's birthday, where it's just like a time trial of getting through different parts with enemies with party hats on.
Okay, that sounds stupid, but
there's another one that's just
that.
like poker, but like if it was done by like Jigsaw. Lucas basically has you like tied up and you have to like play poker or like a game where you get like your fingers cut off and shit. So they're all different for what it's worth. They're not all just Resident Evil 7 stuff. They're like different types of mini games, which is kind of novel in itself.
Yeah, that does sound interesting at least. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a try. Like I said, I'll see how I feel once I'm done the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm assuming, I don't know if this is spoiler discussion or not at this point. I assume the area that everyone hates is the boat.
It's the boat.
Because they keep talking about a boat. Yep. So I'm like, okay, it looks like there's only one section of the house left. It's got to be the boat.
It's the boat. It's just a super linear part that's like, go down here, backtrack, do the thing, go to here, backtrack, do the thing, backtrack, do the thing, and then it's over. It's just so like uninteresting. There's like barely any exploration.
Does 8 have a boat equivalent, like pacing wise, or did they fix that?
Bates or 8's first 10 minutes is fucking terrible. The rest of it is fine.
I've been hearing that too.
10 minutes,
like,
that's pretty good.
What? I mean, 10 minutes isn't that long, but still, like, that's... Yeah.
It's just like the problem is, and this isn't a spoiler. The beginning of 8 is a bunch of like story stuff that kind of doesn't matter. That at least it's skippable, so there's a lot of that. Then it's a lot of slow moving because atmosphere, and that sucks more than the first time you play it. And then there's just like a forced combat section that you can't speed up. You just have to live through it. And those are always bad in Resident Evil games. They might be always bad in every game now that I think about it. I've never just liked a just survive section.
Forest combat. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then after that, it opens up and it becomes, I don't know, just like a weird linear open world type thing that you can explore. And exploration is one of the better parts for sure. So that's kind of when that game
like I said, that's the part that's interested me the most. So I'm wondering if that would be
that's
the most
better
interesting
in
part.
8.
Because I already like it in 7. I'm like, maybe it would carry me through 8.
Yeah, it probably would, because the combat for me may be actually worse than 8. It's stupid how bullet spongy everything in that game is at every difficulty level, even casual. It's fucking stupid. Yeah. I still like both 7 and 8 myself, so, but like I could definitely see why somebody would not like these games.
I never really delved into 7 because I was like hopeful for playing it in VR on my PC, and that never came to pass. So it was just like installed there, and then I was like, "What? They never supported it?"
Yeah.
So it's still sitting there. I haven't really looked at it since the demo.
Sure.
But I guess I'll see how I feel eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have nothing to report on that this week. So.
Okay. Fair
What
enough.
have you been playing, Paul? Or John, did you have more?
I had one more game. Mother Russia Bleeds. Okay. I'm playing through that.
I've been interested in this.
4-player. Yeah, so this is a 4-player beat 'em up that Devolver Digital put out. I forgot how long ago. At this point, it feels like it's been on most platforms. It's a little
5 years,
stiff
apparently.
and something. Yeah, it's pretty old from what I remember. It's a little stiff at times, but you kind of get surrounded pretty fast, at least from playing in single player. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. It starts in like early 80s or mid 80s Russia, with like the government just kind of taking over areas and occupying them and putting people in prison camps. And you get thrown into one and get given this experimental drug for a couple months while you've been unconscious. And then you break out. But as you're breaking out, you start having withdrawal. So you need to start taking the drug to keep your health up and heal, or to go into berserk mode so you can take down like groups of enemies. But you have to like knock knock an opponent into a seizure so you can actually take their blood, which is full of the drug, and put it back in your syringe to use at a later date. So you
Weird.
have to balance like completely destroying your enemies and like injuring them enough that you can take their blood. But obviously there's other enemies running around and stuff like that. And as you're going through the game, like everything starts getting more and more trippy because of course you're on a drug. So weird side effects start happening. I'm halfway through the game, and from what the game is teasing right now, it's going to get really fucked up by the end. Not that it isn't already, but there's just like every chapter starts with like, all right, here's the date and time and your location. And the last chapter I stopped on started like gibberishing it, like it started glitching out a bit. I'm like, okay, they're teasing something really good for the end here. So I'm excited to get back to that at some point. But I really would like to play that multiplayer, because single player it's been fun. Like I said, a little stiff but fun. But multiplayer, I feel like that game really would shine.
Does it have online multiplayer? This was on Game Pass, and I was going to look at it, but it's now not. So that's a bummer.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm playing the Switch version, and I don't think that does, but I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, it's Devolver, though. Devolver is 50-50 on that. Let me check.
Yeah. Yeah, I would totally be interested in playing this as well. Like, I know you play a lot of beat 'em ups. How does this compare to some other one? Like, I'm trying to think of something. I know you didn't like it as much. I really like Streets of Rage 4 recently.
Yeah, I've come around on Street Rage 4 post patch and
Okay.
like post getting more characters unlocked.
Okay.
Street Rage 4 is more fluid than this.
Okay, sure.
Like it's more focused on combo. It's more Street Rage is more focused on combo, on flow, like managing groups and stuff like that. Mother Russia Bleeds definitely wants you to be using the healing mechanic and the drug mechanics, because they just throw like giant groups of enemies at you and just you're like, yep, figure it out. Good luck. And some of them have really annoying moves that are just a hassle to deal with. But you do get like slide moves, you get charge punches, you get stuff like that. There's some helpful stuff. So
Okay.
I'd still, if you like beat 'em ups, I would recommend it. But just like I said, get prepared for something that feels stiffer than say Streets of Rage 4 does.
Okay.
Let's see here. Shared split screen co-op. I do not see any online.
Okay.
So it would have to be remote play or Parsec.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, maybe that could still happen at some point. I know this has gone on sale many times, so maybe I'll put it on my wish list here and wait
It's
for one of those.
$17 Canadian for the Steam one. The dealer edition comes with 2 copies of the game, soundtrack, and behind the scenes. The soundtrack's been pretty good,
Cool.
from what I remember.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, I have it on Steam as well. If you ever want to just mess around and play it on, try the remote play.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that might be fun. We should try that out. Neat.
Otherwise, it's all been playing.
Okay. I've been playing Knockout City. That game, by all intents and purposes, is free because it's on like a free week or something. But apparently it's like a $20 game or something like that. It's not going to just be a free... I guess, quickly, for anybody who doesn't know or maybe doesn't remember, because Knockout City is a pretty generic title, this is that almost Fortnite-looking dodgeball game where you throw.
I thought it was a boxing game.
Right?
All right.
That's why I figured I should like say something about what it is.
Okay.
It's the EA multiplayer.
Oh,
I remember the trailer for the
Dodgeball game.
The weird Nintendo trailer was so weird.
Yeah, it's that. It's on Game Pass through EA's Play, like, because you get those now when you have Game Pass Ultimate or whatever. You get the basic version of EA Play. If you just have the basic version of EA Play, it's on that. Otherwise, I believe it's a free week or something like that for Steam. Maybe that's over now. I'm not too sure. Otherwise, it is on other platforms, and you can buy it, including the Switch. It's a pretty standard-ish... I was playing the 3v3 mode, so just a 3v3 kind of fun little dodgeball game. I guess I don't have a whole lot to say about it that isn't just, like, if you like a multiplayer game, this is probably a fun one to pick up. I don't like that it isn't just free with free to play microtransactions or something in it, because this feels like that's where it would really shine. And I'm kind of interested to see if it actually keeps up a player base once it is only like you have to pay for it unless you have Game Pass or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty. I guess it's kind of like a privilege to be able to.
Is there like one ball that you're all trying to get to throw? Or
no,
do you
there's a
just
few.
throw stuff.
There's a few balls. So the way it works is that there's like an arena. There's a few ball like positions that you can pick up, and you can also catch balls if one's thrown at you. But the main draw of the game is you can like power up your throw. You can like get special throws that are like an airstrike ball sort of thing. If like there's like arcadey things in there,
like a crazy curveball. So it's like, what?
Yeah,
you can see it from that angle.
And then you get like experience for doing matches or winning or whatever, and you can use that to buy in-game like things for your baller. I don't know what the hell you would call somebody that plays dodgeball, but your baller. And yeah, it's pretty basic. It is an EA game, so everything about it feels really fluid and nice. Like it's just nice to play. No hiccups or anything like that. But again, the fact
Dr.
that
Dodgeball variant.
There are a bunch of different game modes and variants. I haven't bothered checking out a lot of them. There's like a block party thing that's going on right now, and I have no freaking idea what that is. So I'm probably going to check it out a little bit more. There's a whole mode in there where you can create a team or a crew, and like you can do tournaments and stuff like that. It's like pretty generic multiplayer fare, but it's fun. The bigger disappointment to talk about this week is a game called Biomutant, which is a game that I've been looking forward to for about 5 years now, and it came out this week. So this is a game by, oh my god, who was it now? Let me look it up. It's published by THQ Nordic. Experiment 101 is who developed it. But this is a game that they've been kind of teasing or talking about for years now. And it finally got a release date sometime early or late last year, I believe. And I've been looking forward to it. It is a full $60 game that plays like it should be probably like a $20 game. It feels really amateurish in how it feels, just gameplay feel. I'll talk about the good stuff first because that'll be short and sweet. The world that they created is neat. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic. Humans ruined everything by like being bad to the environment and polluting it or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Go figure.
Never happens. Wow.
So everything in this world are
smog monsters or
well, they're mutants. They're like animals that have mutated in some way or just like fucked up monster things. And so that is kind of a cool idea. There's a lot of overgrown world stuff, and I really like that aesthetic of just like cities that we know and like landmarks and stuff just being completely destroyed and like trees that grew over shit and stuff like that. I like that sort of thing. So I dig that.
Jungle. Yeah.
Some of the creature designs, because they are weird mutant animal type things, are kind of cool, especially the things that you fight. And the crafting stuff in it, there's a crafting system in it because, of course, there is. Actually, there's a lot of different video game mechanics in here that all just kind of should be better than they are.
A buffet of popular mechanics.
Yeah. The crafting stuff is pretty decent.
Is this first person, third person? I'm trying to
this is a third person action game.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so with the bad stuff, first of all, the combat is terrible. You do have different like styles of combat. You can be a gunslinger, you can be melee, you can like use psi powers, I think they're called, like a mage of sorts or whatever. So everything if you've ever heard of a video
Biotics.
game before, yeah,
If you will.
there's something from like every video game in this freaking thing. So I went melee because I like to. Melee's terrible, apparently, because
How's the parrying then? If
well, we'll get to that. Apparently the melee's
Okay.
just kind of bad or something, because I went like I should be good at it with like the stats I chose at the beginning, and I just can't kill things easily like I think I should be. It's better for me to just use my gun and then use melee to finish them off, and that feels weird because it's like, well, then why did I bother putting any points into being able to hit things harder if like I don't hit things harder
I
with
should just
this?
be using this pistol even if I'm not specialized for it.
Yeah, because I can
Yeah.
just like, I think part of it is that it has this automatic lock-on system that locks on to something when you're near it, and it doesn't let you choose whether or not you want to lock on to something, which is like, for me, a huge sin. Like, I should be able to choose what I'm focused on and focus on that thing, or I should be able to just not focus on anything and like kind of go free range. But when there's a bunch of shit around you, it'll just like move around based on where you're looking, and that feels terrible. The aiming with the gun feels terrible. Like, the combat's just pretty, and like it's so boring. It doesn't feel like anything has any, like, your hits don't feel like they hit heavy or like they land or like you're hurting a thing. They're just kind of there, even though you can do combos that have like finishers and stuff like that. And then big text will come up on your screen because some of your finishers have, or your combos have like certain things that they're called. And then like that'll come up and it'll be like this real cool moment, but you didn't kill the thing. It's still alive because it has too much health, even though it made a big fanfare, including a slowdown like replay of you like supposedly killing something, but it's still alive.
Of you
with
dealing
1
like
health.
20% damage.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
It's just everything
Weird.
about the combat is so unremarkable. It's really pathetic, which wouldn't be too big of a deal if you weren't forced to do it all the fucking time. So, you know, it's not that
with
it's
the shooting, does it pull in over your shoulder and you're kind of aiming around, or is it this lock-in system for that too?
you're
Like,
aiming
it's kind of
you're aiming around
auto targeting.
so you kind of put like your general big reticle area into the like what you want to target, and then it'll kind of like pinpoint, do an auto lock on the enemy it thinks that you're wanting to target in that area,
That you're interested to.
which usually isn't too bad, because when you're engaging in a bunch of enemies, they kind of split up enough that like if you're in that area, it'll be able to tell that you want to shoot that thing. It's so the gunplay is actually kind of okay, but it's just inherently boring all the way around to have to. It feels like, why give me all these choices if some of them are just bad? You don't even get a psi power for like the first 2 hours of the game, and you can go into psi power build from the beginning. So
Like, you could start throwing points in there, but it won't
matter because
for a while.
you don't have a power that like it works with until you're out of the tutorial, which is about an hour and a half long. Super long tutorial. So
And
yeah, that
all combat, and none of it's awesome.
a lot of combat and
what
very
put it on your
repetitive.
radar like all those years ago? Like, you've been looking for this one. Just cool trailer, or?
Yeah, I think it was just a cool trailer, and they were talking about just doing an open world like RPG type thing. And to their credit, it kind of does feel like a Fallout or something like that, just if it was made even more poorly than the Fallout games are in third person.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. One of the big things is the narrator in this game sucks. It has the same feel as Immortals Phoenix Rising with Prometheus and Zeus, like trying to be funny or something like that. It's that type of thing, but it's a single narrator. Nothing in this world speaks English, so that's why the narrator is in there. They speak gibberish. So what this means is that every time you are talking to an NPC, you get their gibberish speak, and then there's a slight pause, and then the narrator says what they said in English. So every interaction is about 1 minute longer than it should be for
That-
one line.
That sounds really bad, actually.
It's really bad.
I had been hearing
Sounds
about
like
this
a
game
bad
because of
movie.
the character creator. I'd heard good things about the character creator for this game, but
Okay,
yeah,
the
that was
character
about it.
creator at the very beginning is just like, how do you want to mutate? And there's like, you can move your joystick around or whatever, and it's kind of like an open grid. And the more you go into certain areas, your character changes in real time how fucked up they look. So like their arm glows more if they get like more radiation or psi points or whatever, or they like get a really slender look if they're more agile, and it's really kind of neat that way. But that's unfortunately it's neat, but then you realize that like it doesn't matter anyways, because you can make a wrong choice. Essentially, you can just make a bad character, as it were.
Like you're a melee character with really short limbs or something, and it's like, why did you do that?
None of that matters.
Screwed up.
Because the hitboxing is too bad anyways to like notice. And yeah, the hitbox, like that's the thing, is that it's just amateurish in a lot of ways. It feels very indie for a full price game that I feel like they may be touting as a AAA experience, which it totally isn't. Maybe if you set your expectations a little lower, like you'd be less disappointed than I am in it. I'm probably still gonna play it as a podcast game because it's just open world, like do side quests and grind out loot pieces, and that's fine, I guess, but there's nothing too special about it. That narrator is fucking terrible though, because so apparently the reason I bring it up again is there are two sliders in the menu. You can turn the gibberish from 0 to 100 and the narrator from 0 to 100. So I was just like, oh, this is easy. I'll just turn the narrator off. It does absolutely nothing. And they have said that they're going to patch it in so it does, but that you can't turn the narrator off, even though there is an option to do it. It just doesn't do anything. So
you just get the gibberish speak and subtitles at least, so you know what the quest giver said, or you just have to I'll follow the arrow, like whatever.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but it didn't matter because even turning the narrator to 0.
Sense.
Yeah. So they have said that they're going to fix that, where when you turn the narrator to 0, that he won't exist anymore or whatever.
Just to confirm, this isn't early access, right? This is not an early access game?
This is a full out there game. Yep.
Biomutant.
Biomutant.
Okay.
The world is big, and that's neat. Just kind of sucks that there's nothing to do in them. Like, the world is big, but it's only to waste your time when you're going from side quest to side quest. Like, there's no just like, oh, I stumbled on this cool little thing happening. No, it's just we needed to put the side quest like far away so you can't just see it, or maybe it loads in or something, and like that's why it exists. There's just trees along the way, but they don't do anything. Like, the stuff in the world doesn't matter, and there's like no sense of discovery that I've seen so far, even though it's huge. The game thinks you're stupid because it tells you the same fucking thing over and over every time you do it. Like, it told me how to do the same puzzle the third time I've seen it, and it just holds your hand in a way that's like, yeah, I know. Like, I know exactly what you want me to do.
Press A to move boxes or something, and it'll continue to tell you that kind of thing, like a mechanic. Or,
yeah, and the way, like, maybe
like
it's
just
supposed
how
to be
open a door.
Maybe it's supposed to be like the way the narrator is like supposed to be, or trying to be funny or something, but like he says a bunch of like the same shit that is like, yeah, I get it. Like, I know what you want me to do. It's fine. There's a morality system in there, which is strange because it locks you out of some stuff you can do. You can only get certain powers if you have like a light or dark affinity. So I was just like, sweet, I'm going to go dark affinity. And then I saw in the menu that I wasted a bunch of like points or whatever, because what I wanted, which is force lightning, essentially, just like a lightning ability that you can like shoot out of your hands and kill enemies with, is a light ability. So like there, you can just lock yourself out of half of the cool abilities in the game because you can't do both. And It's really weird. So
just
what?
John's skeptical look at like murder lightning being a light
Yeah.
ability.
It's the
Yeah.
light side move of electricity murder.
It's weird.
You know, Emperor Palpatine, everybody's favorite. Yeah.
It's super
Like
power.
didn't Infamous, the literal game about having lightning powers, not have that as a good side power?
yeah.
Well,
I think
it was like the red fiery stuff or whatever. But
yeah.
Bigger explosions.
And also just in general, how they do the morality is, it's odd. There's some weird choices. The whole like idea of the game is you are the son of a person, like your mother years and years ago taught all of the tribes like this thing called Wung Fu or whatever. And
okay.
the idea is you're supposed to unite the tribes because the world eaters have come to destroy the world or whatever. Like that's the basic premise of it. And you being the son or daughter or thing or whatever you are, because you're a mutant.
The mutant. Yeah.
Being the mutant descendant of her.
This great leader. Yeah.
It's up to you to kind of do it. And you can do it in a good way or a bad way. And so what this ends up being realistically in the game at the very like after the tutorial and intro is you can go one of two ways. This one tribe is wanting to like use their ancient ways and wisdom to like awaken something that could help or whatever and bring everybody together. And then this other way, so that's the light side. This other way, if you want to go the dark side, is these are Nazis and they want to wipe out everybody that isn't them because we're better if we're all like pure powerful people. We can take this on solo. Like, oh, okay, so I could be like generic boring ancient ways dude or literal Nazi that are dressed in black and look like stormtroopers. It's fucking terrible.
God.
So of course I went the Nazi way because it seemed more interesting. Like, I wanted to see how they do it, and
the wording on that?
Yeah,
the wording on that.
I know. So I wanted to see how they do it, and it's like
and that's just one of the tribes is like a weird Nazi tribe, or like you'd consolidate all the tribes into like
I wanted to see. I wanted to see. There's like literally something about
you brought it up.
I have no interest in this game now. That was pretty easy.
They literally make something about like their solution. Yeah, it's weird. Anyways,
it sounds like it does.
It's fucking weird. Like they're obviously not like Nazis. They don't have swastikas, but they are very much like we need
neo-fascists.
We need to take out everybody that's not us because they're neo-fascist sort of thing under the guise of one powerful leader. We will be able to take this on, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to see how you can do light morality from that side, because theoretically you should be able to. And the way the game justifies it is just well, they're not exactly bad. It's just like you could be their leading light. It's like, what are you what do you mean? Every time I talk to a quest giver, every time I talk to a quest giver, they're like, why don't you just go set this village on fire? And I said one line that's I'm going to do it. I accepted the quest and I'm going to do it. But the way I delivered the quest after I was done, one of the lines I said made it a light side choice. So I was like, oh, okay, I destroyed a village, but I still got light side points. So that's dope, I guess.
It was an evil village. They were slavers or something.
It's really fucking weird. I hate their morality system just because there's so few real cool skills in the game that have to do with the psi powers in general, and then to just kind of cut out half of them based on what choices you make is shitty.
Oh, man. You're making me trying to remember how they even handle it in Mass Effect 1, because 2 has the Renegade Paragon type divergent thing where you start mutating and look crazy if you're evil.
They
lock your eyes light up and everything.
They lock out certain choices for dialogue, and that's kind of it.
Right, because you can kind of make story I don't like the council and I don't listen to them, and then you put them in jeopardy kind of stuff. Like there's
But
just
even then,
branching narrative
the Paragon
stuff.
on
It's not
Renegade,
like,
it isn't good and evil like this is. It's more like structure, like lawful
do you want to elbow that
or
guy
chaotic.
or talk to him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not burning a village or...
There were some Renegade
Yeah.
options that were a little like, that's kind of fucked up, but like for the most part, they weren't meant to be like the evil choice. This is very much, there's a good choice and an evil choice. And the game kind of wants to steer you, it feels like, to the good choice. Because, like, that part of the world at the beginning with that tribe...
Well, if these
like,
cool powers are behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that, like, side of the world, that first tribe or whatever, is, like, kind of, like, beautiful and bright and, like, lush and stuff. And then, like, the Nazi side sucks. It's up, like, a broken down highway, and there's just, like, dead shit everywhere. It's like, oh, they obviously don't want you to really go this way, I don't think. Like, they're making a clear choice in what they think is more appropriate or want to put more time into. And everything, every time I talk with them feels weird, because it's kind of like that, like I was saying, it's kind of like the, okay, but like we're doing this to stop the world eaters, right? It's like, yeah, of course, that's what we're doing. It's like, yeah, I don't trust you. You're literally a weasel.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, I don't know. The way they handle that, I think, is weird and maybe a little irresponsible, because it seems like this game was made for children since it thinks you're stupid every time you do anything. So it's weird. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like this is one of the games that if this came out in between the year 2000 or 2008, it would be like us talking about, remember that weird game on Xbox? Yeah, it was kind of, it had
like,
some
it
kind of
came
cool
out,
ideas.
like, the same month as Too Human or something. Like,
yeah.
This sounds like Too Human to me.
This is the type
why.
of game in like 10 years we're going to be like, remember that weird game that tried like a morality system that was just stupid as hell? Oh yeah, I wonder what happened to them. Oh, they all quit gaming. Like they all quit working in the game industry. Like it seems like a game we're going to remember because it was weird in maybe a bad way. But like all of that aside, the end of the day, it's just kind of like not a fun game, which is probably the more important thing to say about it. It's a $60 product, and it's just kind of not good because it takes a whole bunch of ideas from other things, when really, if you wanted those things, you should just play the other games that it stole from, because those were at least competently made.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It is.
Years of anticipation. That sucks.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for games. Let's go on to the news.
Nothing happened, right?
Yeah, no, nothing happened at all.
Nothing's happened the past 2 days, just condensed into like one time spot.
Yeah, exactly. So too bad Sean's not here, because we're going to talk a lot about Sonic the Hedgehog since it's his 30th birthday, whatever. And we all know how much he loves Sonic, almost as much as he likes Dynasty Warrior.
Sonic loves him too, to be fair.
Sonic loves everyone.
Did he see the movie? Did he weigh in on the movie?
I thought he liked the movie for some reason.
Yeah, I don't remember, actually. I feel like he liked it as well.
Okay.
I swear he said he liked it, but he was also upset that it was the last movie he saw in theaters for the longest time.
Sure,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much my experience, too.
Yeah.
But Jim Carrey, right? Should have been nominated.
Jim Carrey was pretty good in that.
He was pretty good, yeah. Sonic Central happened, actually today, and it was a Nintendo Direct sort of presentation for Sonic stuff specifically. And I wrote everything down here because I knew I wouldn't find an article with them all in correct order, or like...
That's a big list. Sonic's name is on here like 20 times.
It's a big list. A lot of this stuff isn't anything worth talking about, really. There's going to be a virtual symphony that you can tune into on June 23rd for the price of free, even though it looked like they were going to charge $19.99 or something and then cross it out. I'm sure that was a gag, but that is still a weird idea to charge for a online symphony, I guess. But that's neat. I like Sonic music a lot. It's maybe one of the things I like in every one of the games is stand out to me, even if the gameplay necessarily isn't sometimes. So that's interesting.
Sure, there's always a killer jam of some kind. So how is an orchestra gonna bring that to life? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Tokyo 2020 Olympics official game is going to have a Sonic cameo. Because of course it is. So you can play Sonic racing and swimming and doing all the things against real human beings in that game.
Dude, like I ignore like all the Olympic games. I got to get that one though, because like
Yeah.
this
Sonic.
Olympics shouldn't happen. Like, you know, there's like yeah.
Honestly,
'cause
like
Sonic.
Sega's
I
Olympic
wanna
games
cancel
aren't
the Olympics
that bad.
because Sonic would be involved. Yeah,
Sega's
but no,
Olympic
just
games
that like
actually aren't that bad,
historically,
but
this is like one of the weirdest Olympics. Yeah, just like oh right. Okay.
Did you? I saw screenshots of this too. Like it shows like a 5v5 basketball game, and one of them is just Sonic the Hedgehog with all these other really. It's great. That's a perfect screenshot.
Yep. It looks
Best
really
point guard in the league.
It looks really ridiculous. Almost
He'd be
as
so fast.
Almost as ridiculous as Sonic and his shitty friends, as Sean would say, are going to make a cameo in 2 Point Hospital, which is hilarious because if you're going to be told you have cancer, why not let it be Sonic that tells you?
Oh my god, no!
It's weird.
Dude, Big the Cat would have sick bedside manner, though. I think he would be like who you want to hear that from. I'm just saying. You know? He's so relaxed.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Froggy had to go through a big life change, so I have to tell you about yours now. Just the charm.
I'm sorry, it's malignant.
Just disarming. It's just like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather hear it from him. So I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Dr. Big.
Okay.
Calling Dr. Big.
Huh.
Sonic Fighters is going to be fully playable in Lost Judgment on September 24th.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sonic the Fighters is actually pretty fun.
It's kind of weird that that game is just fully in there, but that's the way you can play it.
Well, here's the thing though. Like Virtual Fighter 5 or 4 is fully playable in like Yakuza 6 or 7.
Sure, so there's precedence.
Or it
for
might have been Judgment 1, I forget. But like the Yakuza team, I think, are a bunch of former arcade guys. So I think it's the former Virtua Fighter guys that are working on it, which would make a lot of sense considering.
Yeah. I'm going to skip ahead quickly here and say it's weird, though, because it's not part of Sonic Origins Collection, which is coming out next year, and it could have been, since they were just going to put it out in a form anyways. But that's something I might check out. Why not get on my Switch, play some Sonic 2 randomly someday? I don't know that I ever would, but I want to support Sega and what they do. The bigger thing, though, is Sonic Colors Ultimate is coming out, and as somebody who has not played that game, this is the perfect way that I can visit it now. And that's on September 7th.
Is that a bunch of platforms? Or... Oh, sorry.
Yeah. As far as I could tell, it's on it's coming to everything.
Okay.
With that, Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps, which is a cartoon or something, like an animated web cartoon, is coming out this summer. Episode 1 is coming out this summer. And I don't like the style of it, but it seems like if that doesn't bother you, then you might enjoy it. It seems like it might be okay. Especially if it's free, which I don't know if it is. They kind of didn't say anything about it. They just kind of showed a little teaser for it. Okay. Sonic Mania and Team Sonic Racing are coming to Amazon Luna. For anybody who actually cares about Amazon Luna. And Sonic Mania, Team Sonic Racing, and Sonic Forces are all coming to PS Now. For people with PlayStation Now, you can play those. Sonic Mania.
Are those the June games or?
I don't know. They didn't say a timeline.
Now.
That's Plus.
Right.
That's Plus. Now is the download service.
Yeah, PlayStation Now.
Now is the subscription streaming thing. Okay. Sorry.
As a big fan of Sonic
those
Mania,
racing games were kind of fun.
I would
put weird time in that. Yeah.
Team Sonic Racing seems boring to me because it just doesn't. It's just.
I heard it's a good racer. It's just not as interesting as All Stars Transform was.
Sure.
Because that was all Sega stuff versus this just being Sonic characters.
Oh
sure.
Yeah. No, it was the kart racing. Okay.
Yep.
Darn.
If you are a mobile Sonic fan, bunch of news for you. Sonic Dash is getting a pirate theme and werehog Halloween thing, they're saying. So look forward to that. Sonic Forces Mobile
Like the
is getting
Unleashed character.
yeah.
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 Yep.
Okay.
Sonic Forces Mobile
Cool, I
is
guess.
getting supersonic. This part's kind of interesting. You can finally do private races with friends in that, which is probably the way I would want to play that game. And again, the werehog will be showing up there, apparently.
I just love that they're bringing that back. I thought everybody hated that, but there's
Everyone
like
hated
no,
the
there's some people that
gameplay
are
of it.
way
They were
into the
okay with the
werehog.
actual.
Yeah, they love
Yeah,
the
it was all right.
werehog.
Okay.
I was one of the people that didn't mind it. I thought it was all right, but I
Okay.
can definitely see why people got upset at it.
Yeah.
Perfect for Halloween.
And then the writers for Sonic Prime, the Netflix show that we're talking a little bit about, and that's coming out next year. When I say a little bit about it, they barely said anything worth, like, newsworthy. They were just saying, like, how they were having fun working on it and blah, blah, blah. So that's coming next year.
Okay.
Sonic Prime on Netflix. I had to put this down even though it's not really news, but they announced some merch that's coming out. So there's a playset thing from Jack's Pacific. Whatever. It's cute. King Ice Sonic
Is
Bling,
there
though.
like a
Holy
loop-de-loop?
shit.
Anyway.
No,
Oh, that was real? I
Okay.
saw that picture and thought they were making that up. Oh,
that
no.
was real. So there is Sonic Bling coming. Literal just like diamond Sonic things, like chains and shit you can buy from King Ice.
Whoa.
It looks so stupid. It looks so bad.
Is there a price tag on this? Is this like
I didn't look into the price.
affordable?
No, I don't think there's a price tag on it yet, no.
Okay. Wow.
Dark Horse is putting out a 30-year encyclopedia of Sonic. Yeah, exactly. And everybody's favorite waste of money, they are making coins with Sonic characters on them. Everybody likes collecting Sonic coins, so
Huh.
yeah.
Not rings, because I mean
Nope.
that's not real.
Yeah.
So it has to be real currency. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Huh.
and the last thing,
I don't associate Sonic with coins. That's weird. Yeah.
their last
okay.
one
Yeah.
more thing was they have a teaser for some Sonic thing that is coming out next year that says actually nothing about it. Oh no, wait, it says Team Sonic. So Team Sonic is making it.
Okay.
And it shows him run really fast in something that looks like a design. And that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure 3.
People are speculating it's Sonic Adventure, but nothing has been said,
What?
so
I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to do
Or a
it.
fishing
I don't think they're
game.
going to do Adventure 3. I think they're afraid of sullying the legacy of the first two.
yeah, they shouldn't. Those games are pretty bad, and they shouldn't do it. But I don't know what else they would do. I guess
Or just blow it out of the water. It's like the
That would be
best
neat.
thing ever. But yeah, it never will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
Horde of battle.
A lot of this other stuff we can
Okay.
go through pretty quickly. There was a state of play for Horizon Forbidden West. That looks like the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon New Dawn. Yep.
So it looks a little bit better. Her hair finally looks not completely terrible in those scenes or whatever. Things are bigger and badder. Yeah. Looks neat.
Is the high dynamic range lighting like better?
I wouldn't be able to tell
I don't know.
through a YouTube stream. I will say there were a few parts where
That's
it looked
right.
a little choppy because it's a stream, but that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'd need a new TV to appreciate anything this game is doing. But yeah, okay.
I just kind of don't feel like if you're into Horizon Forbidden West, this didn't give you anything like new or exciting. It's just like,
New.
yeah, I know what I like about Horizon, and it looks like they're doing more of it. So cool. Good to see they're on track. In kind of a similar vein, Dying Light 2 is now called Dying Light 2 Stay Human, and that was shown off a little bit also. I think that was maybe yesterday, or was it today? It might have been today as well, actually.
Oh, that's why that was trending. Okay. I was just like looking at like what's coming out this year, like what should I know about? And it was like Dying Light 2 2021 what? And I was like, "Oh, okay. This is a late release date though. Like are they throwing this together. I don't know.
Well,
December 7th.
This has been in
It's
like a
kinda
weird
after you
development
launch.
hell for a few years, right? Where it's been pushed back
Okay.
and people are kind of like, is it still coming out? And they're like, yeah, it's still coming out. And then it didn't last year. And then they're like, it's coming out this
Okay.
year. And it is coming out this year. We have a release date of December 7th. So get hyped.
Just in time.
Yeah. For the holiday rush. This I just found interesting. Remember how there was a Portal movie, apparently, that they were thinking of making like 10 years ago? Or sorry, 8 years ago, according to this? Well, it's apparently maybe happening according to J.J. Abrams, because he says that wasn't a lie, and it's coming. He says, we actually do have a script that's being written for Portal movie now at Warner Brothers. We're excited about the take and the pitch, so it feels like that thing's finally on the rails.
Okay.
Yeah. Who knows?
I can't imagine. Like, I don't know.
Like, is it
There's something about
just
how
a vanilla
interactive
retelling?
that
Yeah.
whole idea is. Yeah, I don't know how you like capture the coolness of that concept without it just being like, what was that Jumper movie with like?
Oh
Hayden
god,
Christensen?
yeah.
It was just called
something.
Jumper, wasn't
It was
it?
called
Where it's just
Jumper.
like now he's over here, and it's like, yeah, it's like, do you need that like a concept for a movie? Like, I guess the cool aesthetic and everything, you could make a weird sci-fi thing, 99 minutes, and it's just fun. But I don't know, video game movies.
So he confirmed this with IGN. Yeah. There is a little bit more he said here. Apparently, there's no writer confirmed being attached yet, but he went on to say that it's got enormous potential for a lot of reasons, one of which is because of the limited narrative of the game. As ingeniously told as it is, the potential of it is so huge. It's going to be super fun.
Now I'm thinking, like, I actually like that escape room movie or whatever, like, or Cube or something.
Yeah.
You could just do where there's like 4 characters trapped in this like robot hell of puzzles. Like, that's a movie, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah.
Who
Was
knows?
it called Escape Room? It was like 2 years ago.
Cube is an actual movie series as well.
Oh yeah. Like, when I saw the trailer for this like escape room movie, I was like, is this a new Cube movie? So I don't know. Hey, if it's in the vein of Cube, I will watch it. I don't know.
Just everyone just
Portal,
dies
the
for
movie.
arbitrary reasons.
Yeah.
They fell, but they didn't land on their high jump boots. Oh no. Or their high fall boots. I forget what they're even
picked up
called
too much
anymore.
momentum, and then
He missed the portal and cracked his head on it. You know, he's falling forever.
Yeah.
And like the
This
robot drone dialogue is gonna be funny. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's
Nolan North cameo is one of the robots.
Yeah.
It's been a full decade since Portal 2, so yeah.
God, has it been that long? Holy shit.
It has. Yeah. Crazy. Probably to the surprise of no one, there's no BlizzCon this year. They're saying because of COVID-19 reasons, which is fair. Also probably because I'm sure they don't have a whole lot to say, so why spend all the money in safety shit if you don't have a huge splash to make? So sure. Also, they had BlizzCon Line or whatever, which was basically just like a basic mini BlizzCon like 2 months ago. So yeah, whatever. 3 months ago, I guess. That was February of this year. Big news. New Switch model. They're saying perhaps September or October might be coming out.
They've been saying this for 3 fucking years now.
Yeah. It is Bloomberg specifically that's saying it. Well, I should say this is not a Nintendo report. And there's rumors going around that they're going to officially announce it before E3. Obviously, that's not corroborated at all. And also before E3 gives them about a week from this recording. So I'm sure we'll hear more about it soon, if that's true. Like, yeah, sure. It makes sense that they would be talking about this, and I know a lot of people are kind of chomping at the bit for a new Switch. I was kind of thinking about it. The games I play on Switch don't need upgrades, so I kind of don't care that much. I play a lot of platformers and old games on it, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of it out of it because it's not my new game machine.
So this would be some sort of hardware upgrade, like new 3DS, DSi.
Yeah,
kinda
it would
like
probably be
it's
something like that.
better at certain things.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
That's
or
pretty par
or
for the
just like
course for
in
Nintendo.
portable mode, it's like higher resolution.
The
Mm.
reports are also saying that it would replace the $300 model and would likely be priced higher. So like it would probably be a
Okay.
little bit beefier. But again, that's the Switch isn't where I go to play like my Skyrim even
Beefy
or
stuff.
anything like that. Yeah. Like so.
Yeah.
But for people that do, sure, they are looking forward to it. On the other side of things, Valve is making a handheld PC for gaming called the Steam Pal, or at least that's what the working title that people have dug up is. This is actually more information about their Project Neptune that they talked about years ago. Apparently they are doing more with that recently, and people have kind of dug out that there's some games with like code lines saying like this will be released for Steam Pal and just shit like that. So a lot of digging has been going on into
Do you
this.
like that name? It's kind of funny to me.
It's
I
pretty
don't know.
weird. Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
It's your Steam Pal. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like an educational machine.
Yeah.
All right, we're
does.
gonna play Pajama Sam and Freddy Fish on the Steam Pal. Let's go, buddy.
Oh, it's like a leapfrog or something. Like it's a little too
Yeah.
corny, and like Toys R Us sells you the
This,
Steam
this
Pal.
leapfrog plays
Yeah.
Doom.
Oh, we still have Toys R Us up here, I guess. Canadian
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This apparently Gabe Newell hinted at something big coming, and this is also what people are kind of like, oh, it's probably this. He said something about you'll get a better idea of that by the end of this year, and it won't be the answer you expect when asked about Valve's entry into future consoles for video games. Yeah.
Okay.
Did Steam boxes really take off? Like
No.
this is my question.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
Even
about this.
Everything Steam has put out that's hardware is kind of a flop, even though a lot of it's interesting ideas. So, yeah, I don't know. Like theoretically, it should be like the thing is that PC games you just build a tiny PC with a screen on it, right? So like theoretically, you could design that and it would be easy to make, but to make it marketable through Valve,
I have a big library of stuff that could benefit from that, really. Like just a bunch of indie stuff that I could just then immediately have good versions of in my pocket.
That's why I like the Switch, because of the portability.
Yep,
it just hasn't been a factor this past like year and a half.
Sure, I completely agree. The nice thing about the Switch too is that it plays Nintendo games, which the Steam Pal will never do. So that's kind of like, well, if I'm going to buy one, I'm going to buy the one that also plays the Nintendo games, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But that Vita version of Spelunky was never quite there, you know? So if I just can have the real one, I don't know. That's all that's the Steam Pal pitch from me. But okay.
Okay. Uncharted 4 is planned for PC. It was kind of leaked with a Sony growth vector thing that they put out with more PC releases planned. Days Gone, which had come out recently, and Uncharted 4, they have not denied anything, so I'm pretty sure they put that leak out themselves or don't care.
It's weird since none of the other Uncharted games are on there that they would just go straight to 4. I guess I get it since it is like the most recent one and probably the easiest one to port, but I feel like they've also got to port the collection over, right?
Maybe as like a Uncharted collection, like a packed in like all 3 product. Yeah, I don't know, but it is weird. I agree.
I thought there'd be like more demand for Last of Us at this point. Like I just remember a panel like years ago at PAX where someone asked if it would ever be on PC and they got like laughed at. And then it's like that person would get Vindication and it's less investment. It's just 2 games. Yeah, it was weird, but it was like, it's Sony first party. Why would that ever happen? But here we are 8 years later and another Naughty Dog game. So, but yeah, I bet that'll look great. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently we got some Pokemon release dates. I had to actually ask somebody because I didn't know if we had these before or not, but we didn't. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl re-releases or remakes, whatever you want to call them, come out November 19th of this year. Pokemon Legends Arceus, something like this or whatever, that one that people are excited about, comes out January 28th of 2022.
See, November 19th, now that's a release date.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Just
Sure.
like Dying Light, you gotta figure this out, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
You know, because the Thanksgiving, you guys, the marathon, the Turkey Day, you want to have a video game coming out.
Is what you
too,
mean. You're aiming for
right?
Black Friday there, Nathan.
Also, we
yeah.
don't celebrate
Okay.
Thanksgiving in November.
We're not supposed to, but Mystery Science Theater made it a whole thing, and
Oh, God.
turkeys, and
Okay.
I mean, I'm
That's
with them on it.
probably when
Turkey
I'm
Day's
gonna
pretty
do
fun,
it,
Mr.
but-
Science Theater wise.
they do like 12 hours of stuff, dude. It's awesome. But okay.
We're not supposed to.
I watched an old one. Yeah.
Axiom Verge 2 got
Idiots,
delayed.
We're not supposed to eat turkey.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we thought it was getting closer.
When was it imminent?
Yeah, well, they never released a full date, and they still haven't, for what it's worth. But it is now the second half of this year that it's coming out. So they're still saying this year. There is a free documentary about the making of it, apparently, that we can watch. That's coming out or out. I don't actually know if they've released it yet.
That is really weird if it's out, considering the game is not out yet. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't bode well to me when you're like, here's a making of documentary 5 months before the game is out.
Yep. Weird.
Is it chronicling like the problems in development too? Kind of like, Broken Age or whatever? Or
I would hope so at this point.
I don't know. Just
It's
because they
been
were
pushed
like
back a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
weird.
it still just the one dude? Like that?
I think
That was kind of the thing with the first one, was it was a lot of one guy. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is.
But if he
too.
bulked up his team, but then that could be its own problem. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you can watch that right now. It's on IGN's page on YouTube, and will be
That's
available
so
on Steam
weird.
soon. That is weird. Yeah. Other weird things. Resident Evil is going to Dead by Daylight. We know about this, but they kind of showed it now. It's coming out June 15th, and I'm a little disappointed that this is the first way that Jill and Leon will be in a game together, is through fucking Dead by Daylight, but they're the two survivors, and the Nemesis is the killer, and the RPD is the map that'll be releasing in that pack.
All extremely predictable stuff.
Totally.
Honestly.
Yep. For sure.
Is there a skin from like Resident Evil Apocalypse the movie, like as like a bonus?
No. What?
Really rubbery looking.
I don't think so.
terrible. Okay.
Shout out to this game having both Pyramid Head and Nemesis in it now.
Totally.
The only game like that. Yeah.
Totally. It's weirdly just asset flips, which I guess it's not too weird, because why would they put more time into it? But it is Resident Evil 3 remake Nemesis and Jill, and Resident Evil 2 remake Leon, and that version of the RPD that's part of that. That looks very similar to the one in that stupid multiplayer shooter that's supposed to come out soon that got packed in with Resident Evil 8. Reverse. I couldn't remember the name.
Reverse isn't out yet?
It's not out yet, no.
Wait, what? It's advertised on the bot. What?
Yep.
I bought the game. It was like, includes Reverse.
Yep. It's not released yet. They're saying this summer. So who knows, man? Who knows? Okay, the last thing. We didn't talk about this last week, and I think you both have played this game, but let's talk about that Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. That remake is coming out. Apparently,
I was almost going to bring it up in relation to Biomutant, but I like that game, so I didn't want to do that.
So
yeah, my copy
but
of
it has
Village
like a thing
came
where
with a code. I've got a code to download Reverse for PS4 for some reason.
Yep. It probably maybe will download it, but nothing will happen with it until it goes live.
Weird. Oh, so fucking weird.
It is weird.
Anyways, Skyward Sword would constantly like tell you, "Hey, it's a Deku net" and stuff like that, like at hour 20. So that was the thing.
Yeah, but it also
But,
would tell
okay.
you in like fives, like, young master, there's a 33% chance that this is exactly what you already know what it is.
It's like, well, thanks, game. It's been a day since I played this.
At least it's doing like its due diligence or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But man, that archery.
That HD remake or remaster, re-release, whatever, that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's caught the eye of some people because since it is a new game, technically, it's coming out with some amiibo. And one of these amiibo, apparently you can fast travel. Yeah. Like, what's going on with this? I don't actually understand what this amiibo does.
So, the game is split up into two zones. There's Skyloft, like the above sky area, and then there's like the ground, the underworld. I forget exactly what the name they call it.
Okay.
But to actually jump between the two zones, you need to go to a specific save statue. There's like a bunch of very specific spots you have to go to actually get back to the other side. And this amiibo apparently just lets you anywhere in the game tap it, and you can just go to the sky or go back to the ground.
Just swap to the other zone.
Yeah.
So it's not a fast travel
weird to
the
lock
way
it
I would
behind
assume.
The toy is the thing, right?
It is not a fast travel the way you assume, but it is a very, very helpful feature.
Okay.
That should be in the game normally and not tied to an amiibo.
Okay. As somebody playing this game for the first time, is this a feature that I would want to buy in an amiibo form?
Maybe, because otherwise it's a lot of backtracking.
Yeah, a lot of people's issue with that game is
in
it's
the
like
game.
pacing. Yeah.
This should just
if you could speed up that game a little bit,
that would be one of the ways.
For some
yeah.
people, so
man.
Yeah. So that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Is it an awesome looking amiibo?
It's not needed.
Commissar
puts it perfectly. It's a better Pharaoh's win from Ocarina of Time. Whenever you go back, you go right where you used it, so you don't lose any progress on the other side. It's not needed, but it would speed up the game a lot.
Man. Bummer. Okay.
It should be in the game.
Yeah.
I already thought that was a bit weird. That was it. Twilight Princess HD has the feature where you scan an amiibo and it I think it's a Ganondorf amiibo, and it gives you like ultra hard difficulty or something like that.
Yeah,
there's like all these other features, cool features that are only amiibo, but it's just like that should be in the game.
Man, what a bummer. Okay, so this
what is the amiibo shaped like though? Like, let's say
it's
Zelda
in a Loftwing. Yeah, Zelda in a Loftwing.
A Loftwing, yeah.
Okay. All right. It's been a while since I bought an amiibo, but okay.
Man, so
no, it sucks. It's just
that's a full price game, right? $60. So
yes,
$80 for us. This is apparently $25. So what is that? $35 for us, roughly, a little less.
How much is that amiibo? Amiibos are usually $13. What the fuck?
This thing's saying $25.
This sounds like a deluxe.
$25?
Yeah.
Jesus, fuck off with that.
So
you get a bird and a person. That's like 2 amiibos. Yeah,
God
that makes
damn
it better.
What is that, like 100? I'll be like a little generous. $115, $110 Canadian.
It will be $100 plus Canadian. Yes.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I just feel like they gotta make people want to like that game more, because that one got a bit panned when it came out.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm
I
confused
enjoyed
about.
It,
like it was very much like
pot.
It's one that like everyone kind of dunks on. So
yeah,
the fact that they're like,
want to make that as appealing as you can.
They're not. They're really not.
It's like, it's colorful, like, you know.
I don't get it, man.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
it's got Groose at least, but yeah.
Man, bummer. Okay, we probably should have talked about that when it happened last week, but at least we didn't know, because man, that is real shitty. Oh well, it happens. Okay, that's it for.
Did we
Did
we not talk about the Dragon Quest announcements?
I didn't.
It's not on this list.
Yeah, I didn't pull what happened.
What Dragon Quest announcements?
there was a big there's a 35th anniversary stream last night for the Dragon Quest 35th anniversary. They announced like a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Dragon Quest 12 is officially announced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought this had the subtitle for it, but apparently it doesn't. I thought they announced that. Oh, The Flames of Fate. That's the name of it. The title will make some changes to traditional turn-based battle system and will be more directed at adults. Square Enix also noted it's aiming for a simultaneous worldwide release for the project. No platforms nor release date have been announced for the game yet. Next up,
and there's not
Dragon
a
Quest
in
3. Yeah, Dragon Quest 3 is getting a remake in the engine that Octopath Traveler was done in.
Oh, weird. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. So I guess that means that team is working on this. Even though they're already working on Project Triangle Strategy or whatever the heck that's currently called.
Oh, right.
HD 2D. It looks nice. It does look nice. Let's hear it. Dragon Quest Treasures, an RPG treasure hunting adventure starring characters from Dragon Quest 11. Set before the events of the numbered title, that's also planning a simultaneous worldwide release. Dragon Quest 10 is getting an expansion because it's an MMO that I thought was on the Wii. I guess it's on other platforms now. Yeah, it's getting an expansion to the MMO that's so far only received a release in Japan, but they've also announced Dragon Quest X Offline, a top-down version of Dragon Quest X that will not require an internet connection to play, which means we might be able to get that in North America. It's the only Dragon Quest we didn't get out of the mainline games. And Dragon Quest Keshi Keshi, a free-to-play mobile puzzle game for iOS and Android that'll feature popular series characters, monsters, and items as erasers, which are used to erase graffiti in the game.
Amazing.
Nothing but slimes in that
they
one.
announced like 6 games last night.
Holy shit. Cool.
Have any of those like really popped with you guys? Like 8 was the one I gave the most effort for PS2.
Oh, yeah, that's
8,
probably
I liked a lot.
Like that series is crazy. Like, yeah, like
I like
neck
9
and neck
too.
with
9
Final
was
Fantasy
multiplayer, which was
just
weird.
like, Japan loves them.
Like, no, 9 was fun. The one on the DS where you could just like party up. That was fun.
Man, I've been meaning to play
like
11
games?
Echoes of an Elusive Age forever now. So
same. I'm keep thinking like I'm in an RPG mood. I should play 11. I just never get around to it.
Echoes of Elusive and Flames of Fate, are they like just alphabet? Like, what's the next one with G? You know, are they going to do that? And
I hope that is what they're doing.
Put the theory out there.
The whole bit.
That would be great.
G-related alliteration. Next emails.
I mean, we probably got like 5 years before we hear anything about 13.
True.
Minimum.
Yeah.
But okay, Dragon Quest.
Okay. That'll do it for news. Let's move into emails. Sorry, I'm grabbing time here. All right. If you want to write in, you can do so at topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, and John's P.O. Box, and of course the Discord. Join the Discord, be part of the conversation. That sounds like PR talk. I'll get this first one from Kevin. What's the best hide-and-seek game?
Hide and seek.
Yeah. Classic hide-and-seek.
Just real life.
Real life.
Hide in the closet.
Yeah.
Under some coats. Yeah. The two video gamey things that came to mind for me were like, doesn't Gary's Mod have like Prop Hunt or whatever? Is that basically
Prop Hunt's real good.
Yeah, Prop Hunt's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay. And then the other one was this week's free Epic game, Among Us. I don't know if you've heard of this hot new multiplayer. You can hide in these vents. And it's not really, but
and you can seek out your kill. Yeah, no, it's more of a social deduction game for sure. But
yeah, it's a werewolf or whatever.
Tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to agree with Prop Hunt.
Prop
Hunt is so good.
It was just weird to me that it was free. Okay. I'm glad I thought of it.
Yeah,
I had to write that down.
That's a good one. Okay, he had a second question. What's a game that's a terrible bang for your buck, aka a game that costs way more than it's worth? So listen, Biomutant came out this week. That game is double what it should be, minimum.
For me, the thing that came to mind was like just the way Activision prices its back catalog, like they're
The Call of
eternally
Duties.
valuable forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like this came out 10 years ago. Like there's not really a like big group of people still playing it. I just want to play the story with Ice Cube in it and whatever. And I can't do that unless it's $30 in. And it's like, what? That's not fair. Or like Singularity we were talking about on Pixel. And it's just like, why isn't this cheaper? Like people should just be able to play this. Like
Totally.
it's kind of weird how they act like they're Nintendo or something. And it's like this was
Yeah.
a shooter from like 12 years ago. People barely want to play this. You know?
I was about to say, did
But,
you ever heard of
yeah.
this company called Nintendo?
Yeah.
They like to keep things at full price. How about that 3D All Stars?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
gone now too?
Yeah, it's gone.
It's just like, yeah.
It was
Man,
full
I
price,
enjoyed
too. Full
playing
price and
Mario
now
64
gone.
again, though. As
Yeah.
stupid as that was, I was like, I have to buy this, and then I still had a great time. It's like, this is a terrible value.
Man, 1-2
But
Switch is a
I
great,
was like
great
9,
answer.
so. Oh, yeah.
Because
Just
we
like,
every time we talk about that
some of
game,
those
it's like it should
Nintendo,
be a
like,
pack
fringe
in.
titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, there's a handful of Nintendo first party stuff that's just like, why is this still like people barely want this game? But
I
don't
love
know.
when I go to like
Yeah,
Walmart
it sort
or
of
Shoppers
pertains to
Drug
a later
Mart,
question too.
and they still have Wii and Wii U games there, and they are still full price. Like there's one store I've gone to, they have Star Fox Assault still $60 Canadian. Or not Star Fox, Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, dumb.
Zero, yeah. With Command or whatever that was. Yeah.
Guard. Star Fox Guard.
Yeah, Nintendo's good at this too. Oh yeah, that's right. Which is a tower defense game. I apparently don't know what those are. But anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan, you want to grab the next question?
All right. What? Oh, sure. My other question was like, was Steel Battalion ever a good deal for anyone?
Oh,
or is that like
no.
the gauche hardware cost and everything?
I love Steel Battalion, but man, at the launch price was no.
Yeah, it's not
like
a good deal, but it's
cool
ever. if you want to do it. Yeah.
And then they made the Kinect version, which also sucked.
Yeah.
Or which really sucked, rather.
Or like the plastic instrument phase of like that whole thing where it's like, well, 4 people can play, but this will take up your closet for the rest of your days. Or destroy the local thrift store with like piles of instruments after this crashes. But the bang for your buck, you did have fun playing those covers, so you know.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's just all the DLC cost a lot, so then that's more money sunk into it.
True.
Okay, this next question is from Rastaman7. What's the biggest video game or not, so tournament, you've participated in? Tournament of any kind. What was the experience like? Would you participate in it again if it was held in the future under the proper circumstances? So I'm assuming safety
COVID, yeah.
In today's climate.
Yeah.
But biggest tourney, and what was the experience? I have like no tournament experience, like other than spectating PAX stuff or whatever. I've never really been in on something that I can recall. So if there was a big Puyan tournament somewhere, I would sign up.
Yeah.
Wario's Woods, I would sign up, but I have very limited skills.
Sure.
I think this one goes to me maybe at this point.
Yeah, like video game not for me, but like I was part of like soccer tournaments and stuff growing up, went to provincials and shit like that. And would I do it again? Absolutely not. Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to a badminton tournament and that was a waste of an afternoon. So no, I would not go to that tournament again.
I
didn't even think about that.
I ran a tournament at least at PAX West. No, that was East. PAX West one year. I've been in a couple tournaments that have 100+ people in them. Iron Man of Gaming was another big one. And back when Nintendo was doing their most recent Nintendo World Championship, you could go to certain Best Buys around the US and try to enter and win. And I went to one of those to try to enter and win. And I just barely missed qualifying, which fucking sucked.
Yeah, bummer. You also ran a whole
they
lot
took-
here locally too.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of local stuff too. So I'm a TO and I'm a tournament entrant as well.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a lot of good experiences, right?
Yeah, no, I would definitely keep doing tournaments. If Nintendo does another Nintendo World Championship, I'm 100% going to try to enter again if I can. I got
Okay.
third in the qualifier, but only first place moved on. So, and the person I lost to was the guy I think who got second in the actual Nintendo World Championship, and he was one of the best Mario Kart players in the world, and the qualifier was Mario Kart 7. So,
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
oh, next one's mine. Sorry. Suku writes in and says, "Would you ever?" Oh, wait, no, that's the one we just did. No, it isn't. Suku writes in and says,
No, it's
"Would you
not.
ever participate in a hot tub stream?
Nope.
What if it was for charity?"
Yes.
What is that? That was the one I was like, I like hot tubs in general, but what are we talking about?
It's exactly
Am I
what it
accidentally
sounds
agreeing to
like.
something horrible.
No.
It's a hot.
You're
yeah,
just sitting
in
in a hot tub talking about
Yeah.
movies.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you're talking about. Drinking something. Okay.
I feel like at this point, this will eventually be in my future based on how my content has gone. So I feel like we'll eventually not be able to escape this. I believe my wife is doing a hot tub VTuber stream tomorrow. I think that's what she wrote on her schedule. So
Okay.
yeah, so runs in the family, I guess.
Hmm.
Other half of the question: how far does a pinball video game have to go away from what's possible on a physical table before it stops being pinball? You can go pretty far, honestly. There's a lot of, like, Yoku's Island Express. It's
Goes
still a
far.
pinball game despite it being a Metroidvania.
Totally. I think if you take paddles out, you have gone too far.
Yeah, paddles and bumpers have to still be there.
Yeah.
I mean, the things I was thinking of was like Spinball and like Odama and whatnot. Like,
Right.
I kind of wish there was
Odama.
more. Yeah, more development in this space, because I wouldn't mind like some RPG mechanics or something layered over my like Williams collection or something. So I'm like doing something
Did you
when I'm
play
playing pinball,
Yoko's
you
Island
know?
Express?
But I have not.
You
So
should. You should pick
is
that
this,
up.
the bold new direction for pinball
Not-
in innovation?
Not new, but
Because I don't mind digital pinball. Like, I'm not a stickler, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pinbot or Bride of Pinbot is really good. But if like I leveled up when I played it, you know, something. Play the trilogy. I don't know.
Sure.
But so you're saying pretty far it can't lose a ball and the bumpers and the paddles.
I think you
or
can
else
lose
it's
the
just
ball.
not
You can
pinball.
hit something
That's-
else around.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, you have to, yeah, they have to be hitting something, but I feel like it's like once flippers are gone, then you're gone too far.
Totally. I agree.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, Rinku. What's a helpful glitch you love using in a video game? I don't actually have an answer for this. I don't think.
NHL 93 on the Super Nintendo, dude. It's like the only way to win the Stanley Cup.
The wraparound.
You skate behind the goalie and he
the
gets
wraparound.
stuck every time, and then you score like 9 goals in the second period, and then you just ride it out. And you beat whoever was awesome back then, the Penguins or something. Yeah. Sorry,
there was a
Mario.
hockey
This is
game.
my cup. Yeah.
There was a hockey game on the Super Nintendo called NHL Stanley Cup, where if you did a wrist shot from center ice, it always went in the goal.
Weird.
So I would just
That's
play
just too
like,
amazing a shot.
yeah, no, I would
Knuckle
love
puck.
playing like a 15-minute game,
Can't be
and then the
stopped.
score would be like, it was 73-2.
Pretty
He
great.
just keeps doing it.
Yeah, I don't think I have one that I use ever.
that just like reliably you discovered. Sports games are like broken this way. Like
Yeah.
2K19, I think it was. It was just like Blake Griffin cannot miss from the corner three, and that's not his game. But it was like, yeah, he hit 405 in a season because I just kept throwing it to him. It's like, is that a glitch? Is that just poor thought on someone's part on stats or something? But yeah, sports, or I don't know, speed run stuff, but I don't know to do that you can jump backwards as Mario up those stairs. It's really helpful if you don't want to play
Oh yeah,
or
backwards long jump. Yeah,
I don't know.
sure.
Yeah
They're like,
but I do want to get all the stars, so why would I do that?
also the way the question's kind of laid out here sounds like something you do regularly. I will say one helpful glitch I did do, but I only did it once, was in Subnautica. I went to like one of the last areas of the game, like 1,000 meters deep, when I should only be able to like go like maybe 200 or something, because I glitched through the earth and like went through that way, and that was awesome. But like, yeah, I couldn't recreate it, I don't think.
It just happened and it was great. Okay.
Yeah.
This next one's mine. VGC Kenny. I'm going to read this verbatim. Is the general chat icon fire because we are fire, or because the chat has so many weird and confusing conversations that it is on fire?
I was going to delete this because Sean did stuff with the Discord. I don't know why he made choices that he did. I haven't touched the Discord at all.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this like lit emojis or something? What are we saying? I wasn't sure what was going on, but
yeah, it's just emojis in the names, in the category names.
So Sean did that stuff.
I think
He's
it's because
not here, and I don't know.
You are fire,
right?
Because that's a positive thing, right? So yeah, you're on fire from 3.
But why is TD
58%
Pets
from
the
half-court.
alien emoji?
That one I figured was because he didn't want to put a dog or a cat and have a preference and make the other side feel shitty.
They picked an alien?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Hey,
also
there you go, diplomacy.
It's also Sean.
Should have
We're
picked a
talking
rock.
about-
Should have picked a rock.
Yeah, rock is the best pet. You can throw it at windows.
So solve this mystery on the Discord, and you decide. There you go.
Is this one mine? I think
Yep.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew Lantern says, what is your least favorite Pokemon that you can think of?
Okay.
I did some homework on this one if you need me to jump off.
Well,
but,
my basic thing is I hate
did
everyone
one
that's just
immediately
like...
spring to mind?
No, I hate all of them that are just like a household object that floats or something. I think those are super lazy and shitty.
I hate Kakuna.
What's an example of that?
There's one that's like literally a key ring.
Oh, I
Really?
love that one. That's
Okay.
so dumb. I love it.
I hate it.
Where my brain went was like,
Kakuna.
is that a bug type? Because I kind of just went to bug
it's what
types.
Beedrill evolves into it, and Weedle is the before. Weedle's great. Beedrill's kind of cool. Kakuna,
Sure.
I even like Metapod more, even though they're literally the exact same otherwise.
I kind of do too. That's
Okay.
true. Yeah. Huh.
Probably because Kakuna looks angry, while Metapod looks like it's just ready to like get high and like watch a movie.
Kakuna looks too much like an actual bug cocoon, and it's disgusting looking. Yeah.
Yeah, just through looking at him, I was just like, I kind of just don't care about common bug types. Like Caterpie was my avatar for this, of just like, I don't want those. And then there are common bird types like Pidgey or whatever, just in Go, really. Was just like fatigue. Of
like anything that you
encountering
could
them too
see
many
in our
times.
actual
But
world. is just
design-wise... Okay.
Is that what
Like
you're
just,
saying?
that's
like
barely
animals?
a fantasy creature. No, because like there's fun to be had there. Like
Yeah.
with like, oh, it's like a weird lizard or a horse or something. Like that's fine. I'm not mad. But when it's just like it's a caterpillar, like it barely looks like anything more than a caterpillar. The other one though, like for some reason, it's like, well, you shouldn't imprison apes, so Chimchar Like he probably is too sentient to be in a Pokeball. Like that's
All right.
mean. So
What about like Mr.
That was
Mime?
the
That
other
seems to
thought.
just be a humanoid.
but that's creepy too. But I don't
That's
know
a
that I hate
mime
him. He's
though,
too
so I
weird
feel
and
like that's
fun.
okay.
It's less of a person, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was also like it's weirdly hard to look up like the lame Pokemon because like everyone's talking about rare cool ones. So it's like least like most common Pokemon, and it's like here's the rarest card, and it's like no, I want the opposite of that. Like it's 1 penny at every store. No one cares about this Pokemon card, and it's like why would I surface that to you? You're tripping over them right now. Like it's like no, okay. Like I was trying to Google up like the lamest Pokemon, and it's not easy because why wouldn't you be talking about Gray Ninja?
No, there's gotta be a way to find a list for worst Pokemon.
The search.
I'm gonna look up
Oh,
worst Pokemon
also
list
I
right
had
here.
like my work firewall on.
Oh, it
so
brings
it
up
was like,
it
oh, a
just brings
blog
up
about it.
weakest
No, you
Pokemon when I
can't.
do this, so it's weakest instead of worst.
Oh yeah, a lot of
When-
Magikarp hate, but it's like no, he's hilarious. Like, I have
Yeah,
no
Screen
problems.
Rant's got some. Let's see, Oh, I already hate this list because of Magikarp and Bidoof.
Right?
Zubat,
But it's like no.
Love Disc, the Vanilla series, Jinx, Klefki, so that's the one that Paul was
Jinx
talking about.
got a lot of criticism design wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Voltorb, Electrode, Unknown. What? Man. Trubbish and Garbodor. I had a feeling that was going to be there. Woobat and Swoobat. Man, whoever wrote this list just hates things. Burmy, Wormadam, and Motham. Execute. All right.
Motham.
All right. Swirlix and Slurpuff. And Stunfisk. Well, whoever wrote this hates fun.
So disagree with all of those.
Most of them, yes.
So the real answer, what was it? Kakuna, Caterpie, Chimchar, and
Wait, what's wrong with Chimchar?
He doesn't want apes in prison.
you shouldn't be imprisoned.
This is Nathan we're
Yeah,
talking about.
That's not cool.
He just doesn't want Planet of the Apes
Yeah,
to
there's
happen
gonna be
in
an
Pokemon.
uprising.
That's all he's talking about.
Yep.
The Chimchar Rise of the Apes is gonna happen. Yeah. If you keep putting them in those Pokeballs.
It's bound to happen, man.
Okay. Wait, who's up next for
Me. It's me. Lineback has a few
yeah.
questions here.
Yeah.
Would you consider first-party Nintendo games to be AAA games? Absolutely. Of course they are.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to dig into this slightly because it's like, are we just saying everything Nintendo EPD develops? Because then I wanted to ask, like, is Labo AAA or whatever?
No,
is like,
there's definitely like
Ring
if
Fit
they use their
AAA?
big licenses, it's definitely AAA. Like I would count anything Mario AAA unless it's like an eShop downloadable game only.
like Dr. Mario, like download or something. Okay. Because yeah, it was like their hands are in a lot of stuff, and some of it's like, this isn't the A game. Obviously, this isn't like their big team or anything.
Right.
But I also want to throw a little bit of negativity at Triforce Heroes. That's not AAA, whatever that is.
That also wasn't
not
first party
enjoyable.
Nintendo. That was Grezzo.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just big license, but okay. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is AAA. It makes it. Barely.
Yeah. Just barely, yeah.
It did it. It did it.
Yeah.
They scrapped their way up. Yeah.
Okay, second question from Lineback. You just bought a new game for full price, but instead of playing it, you immediately start playing a game you've been playing for years and have beaten multiple times. What game is the latter?
Ninja Gaiden and Gunstar Heroes, I guess, for me. Or Pacross,
Okay.
apparently.
Yeah, it's Pacross, right? For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo version of Wario's Woods will sneak in there.
Okay.
just
You're
on
the one who
occasion.
loves Wario's
Although
Woods.
it's hard to
Yeah.
say I
Who the fuck
beat
in my
it.
friend circle really loved Wario's Woods?
It's
It was
him.
you.
Yeah.
It's that version specifically. It has this great mode where you play against all these crazy characters. But anyway, and then I wrote down Super Mario World because that can short circuit a weekend sometimes. But generally, I don't know. I usually like set aside a new game for a while sometimes anyway until I'm like wanting to play that new game. So stuff doesn't jump the queue often. But did you have one that like just go back to reliably, Paul?
No, because I
No?
don't buy a game unless I'm planning to play it like that moment.
Ready to
usually.
go?
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, it's probably a multiplayer game of some sort, and like I install it, and then somebody's like, "Hey, want to come play this with us?" Like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, final question from Linebeck. If there was a TDP game, what genre would you want it to be? This may or may not be me gathering data for something in Game Builder Garage. It has to be done in a top-down perspective, right? Or
Yeah.
is it better
Oh
that it
no,
isn't?
does it?
I feel like if we do a
Strategy game.
top-down perspective game and it's not top-down perspective, I feel like that's cheating.
Sure.
Like if it's called that and you're like, wait, why is this first person?
What if
This
it
is
was
stupid.
like that? I can't remember like the official name of it, but like the like drug wars type thing that's all text based, but we're like selling and buying video games from John's collection.
Wait, what? No. Hey, what? No. Don't. Bad.
It's
Bad.
just a math game.
Pretty
You're
much.
trading.
Yeah, it's just a stock game essentially.
It's just frog. It's just frog fractions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
I
Like,
was gonna
wouldn't it
say,
be a
like,
Mario
it would be
Party-esque platform? Like something.
It would be a beat
like
'em up.
goofy
It would
party
be a beat 'em
game for
up
you
where
guys?
we're all beating up games that we hate.
That could be fun.
Oh.
You could have characters from different video games.
That would be, yeah, you just slap like Biomutant art on like a guy
On
and
a
you're
guy.
punching it. Like just slap box art over people. Sprites, so it's easy. It's like they're just wearing boxy shirts or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I be a cameo in it? Okay.
Of course. You're
Yeah.
You're like the unlockable fourth character.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So it has to be top down though, or are you saying a beat 'em up? Like, yeah,
You can do
just-
top down beat 'em up.
the strategy
That's what
game.
Hotline Miami is.
Yeah, true.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay. Oh, my turn on
It's
this?
you. Yep.
Yep.
Final Insanity.
Yep.
What's a game you wanted to love, but just felt nothing for and couldn't figure out why?
Resident Evil 7!
I got a few here.
I'm sure I have some answers to this. I just got to think about it.
The first one that came to mind was Dragon Age Origins, which we kind of talked about on Pixel, about I just can't figure out, like, because I was coming off like the Mass Effect high and like trying to channel that elsewhere, and I just have tried that game a couple times, and I think now it's kind of aged out also.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go back again, but it was just like, no, like this, you know, local development heroes, BioWare made this and I want to enjoy it, and I just couldn't get into it a couple times. But maybe I shouldn't have been so like achievement focused at the time on 360, so I was playing like a bad version of it as my intro, and then just that didn't help. But I don't know, just trying to theorize why that happened.
Sure.
Similar era, Little Big Planet. I felt like tremendous, like, dude, no, you can build your own stuff. This is amazing. It's like, yeah, but the platforming is like bad.
Right.
So why would I do that? Like, I just never found what I needed from it. So all the Stephen Fry charm and like colors and everything didn't matter. It was just like, I don't enjoy this. So, but yeah. And then I have like 5 more written down, but I want to like stir the conversation pot a little. So pass the ladle.
I'm going to try again, but for some reason I just didn't get into the Metro games. And they have everything in it that I should like. Something about them felt off to me when I tried. And I've played like 10 hours of the first one. Like, I played a lot of it, and it didn't hit me right or something, so...
That's a good one I forgot about. Yeah, I tried 2033 specifically, like 2 different times, quite extensively, like 4 or 5 hours. And it was just like, I don't know. I don't like it. And I don't mind cumbersome, weird, like wiping your visor and like atmospheric first person, like whatever. That sounds great, but I don't know. It just wasn't quite connecting. And then it's like but then it's like, should I skip to Dying Light or something? Because that one's got way better graphics and everything. Like, I just kind of felt frozen on the first game. So I never
Sure.
really went further in the series.
Sure.
Did anyone on the cast love Red Dead Redemption 2 here?
No.
Because like I went crazy for that game.
Okay.
But I just thought that might have been one that kind of whiffed.
I feel like
around
hate's
here.
a strong word, but
yeah.
I can't see why people like that game at all.
But did you want to love it, or
I wanted to be
like,
part
you
of the
expected to,
conversation,
kinda?
but the thing is that the conversation is everybody be like, "Oh, that game's great, right?" And me being like, "No, it fucking sucks, and you're wrong." So like, I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be that guy in that conversation. So like, I just kind of was like, it's just not for me.
Yeah. Okay. And then if I want to tiptoe over to Hideo Kojima's camp here,
Yeah. Okay.
I sure wanted to love Death Stranding, but that game kept flipping me off at the end.
Well, that's the thing, is that this question says you couldn't figure out why. I know why I don't like Death Stranding, and it's because Kojima needs to be run in a little bit when he's doing stuff. He needs to be told no.
But man, I still love those mechanics. Like it was like 50 hours of like, yeah. And then just like kicking the gut. It was weird. I'm like, well, I didn't like the part where Kojima punched me in the stomach, but the rest of it was fun.
Yeah.
Like I was
making
I
roads.
was climbing up stuff, and it was you know.
Yeah,
I was building those roads, and I was feeling good about it, helping everybody, you know, drinking Monster. I don't know.
Yeah.
Meeting up with Nicholas Winding Refn for some reason. And and then if I might go to like further in his catalog, Metal Gear Solid 4 kind of just came and went for me. Like I played it one weekend and was like, yeah, and then never cared about it again.
Yeah.
Like, it was the weirdest Metal Gear experience for me because it was just like one and done. Like, all right, I wish this was better. But so I never loved it, but I expected I would.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like 5 was that for a lot of people too.
one.
Metal Gear 5.
5 is definitely
I'm still like
there for me too.
Yeah. I never like finished it. Like I'm kind of at a weird juncture in it. And I'm like I'm wondering if it's going to evaporate on me if I go back, because no one seems to feel great about how it wraps up. But yeah, mechanically, it was cool.
That's actually why that game for me is a good answer, because that game is great mechanically, and I actually have a lot of fun playing it. But there's something about it that like it's not fully there. I don't hate it or anything though.
Okay.
So.
Last question from Den Sky. Would you entertain my request of describing Super Mario Brothers for the NES, but each of you can only say one word at a time in order? So Paul would say word 1, John word 2, and Nathan word 3, Paul word 4, etc.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll go with his
round
order
circle
here
until we feel we've captured
the
heart of what Mario is. Okay.
All right. So Paul, me, Nathan.
Okay. Super
Mario
Brothers
4
the
Nintendo
Entertainment.
God damn it, system. I knew you were gonna do it.
Run. We're describing the game.
Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Run.
Yeah. So what?
Period. Now we're describing what you do. Run.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I get it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a new sentence. Run.
And
jump.
Over.
Many
enemies.
Including
the
Oopa
cousins.
They're not in the first one.
I know.
delay between what Nathan says to us and what we hear, so it's making this super awkward the whole time.
It is, yeah. Okay, so wait, cousin? Did you say?
He said cousins because he
Yep.
was saying like Koopa kids.
You're jumping over the Koopa cousins. All of them are cousins. They don't get into it.
Okay, so wait, where are we in the sentence? Run and jump over
Over the
Over.
over the Koopa cousins.
such as Koopa cousins. 2
Win
The
heart
of
platforming.
good old platform and Peach, baby.
Oh, win the heart. I thought you said
Yeah.
art. The art of platforming. Darn it. Okay, I'll swap words for princess.
in the heart of. Unfortunately,
In the heart of
Princess.
Unfortunately, she
Is
in
the sorry, and
other
or another. Yeah, another. I used to be good at these.
castle.
the end. I don't know. Well, like,
I feel we should go around and be like, but hey, Toad needs saving too. Come on.
No,
There's so
doesn't.
many of
He's
them
he's
that got
fine. He's fine.
captured.
He'll be fine.
yeah,
Okay.
it'll be okay.
Bowser doesn't really enter it, and yeah, all those Koopa cousins.
Oh,
No
those
Goombas
cousins
at all.
Fucking
So
Koopa
many cousins.
All right. Again, thank you for all the questions. If you want to write in, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your guys' game of the week?
I guess Mother Russia bleeds.
Nathan?
Okay. I guess I'll go with Mass Effect just because Brain Age is such a standard daily check-in math puzzle thing. Like Mass Effect was the thing I was more excited about. Yeah.
Cool. I'll give it to Knockout City, because fuck Biomutant. Okay, some homework, or housekeeping rather, not homework. Just a shout out to VGC Kenny. We have episode titles. I see them. I have them ready. Sean won't be back for another week, so we're not going to get to them for at least another week. Sean will be back at some point after we do the podcast next week, so he's not going to be on the next show. But we await his return with open arms and hearts. Because of this, though, our TDP Plus game discussion for May for Shantae will be a little bit late. And it will be followed up a little sooner than normal by Bug Fables, which is our TDP Plus game for June, as voted by you, the listener. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining the Patreon.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us a 40-hour game.
Thank you for giving us a lot of work to do game-wise. And thank you, Nathan, for filling in while Sean's gone. Do you have anything you want to talk
thanks
about?
for having me. I'd feel I'd be remiss not to mention my movie podcast at this point, even though it's a bit gauche. But we're talking about Lost World this week over at OK Video. We've only figured out how to get on Spotify and Stitcher and Google Podcasts so far, so you got to look for it a little. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that Steven Spielberg movie in the context of whether it's better than other dinosaur films in that franchise. Which
the second Jurassic
I
Park
don't know how
movie?
you feel about that.
That's the
but
one I saw in theaters,
yeah.
baby.
So, fond memories?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, as a kid, I loved it.
Okay. Yeah. That dinosaur goes to San Diego. So, we'll
Sure
get into that.
does.
But yeah.
And then the kid defeats everyone with the power of gymnastics.
Yeah, kicks that raptor right out the window with gymnastic skills. So we get into that. But yeah, that's the kind of the main thing I'm working on side project wise. Also, Pixel Response, we're talking about old stuff from magazines, so we're having a good time. But yeah. And final thought. I hope there's more sumo video games developed in the future.
Yeah, what, are you guys
there
watching
aren't
sumo
any from like
tournaments
this era.
suddenly?
There's like PS2
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, we're watching sumo tournaments. Takakeisho, Terunofuji, battle on the dohyo for the May Basho. It's awesome. But why isn't there a sim for me to play in between tournaments? There's 2 months, some grapple mechanics or something. Like you got E Honda and then Circle of Sumo, this like free to play game, but there's not a lot of Rikishi out there to like. I started playing like Pushmo and stuff because that guy's wearing a Mawashi. He's like basically.
Wow, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
It's thin out there. I'm saying somebody's got to work on this. Like,
Did you ever
2K,
get that
get on it.
WiiWare game?
License
There's a
Japan
WiiWare sumo game.
Association. Is it the Circle of Sumo like free to play thing?
It's like Fit Fat Sumo or something like that. You can be a male or female sumo.
Okay. There's this like top-down multiplayer thing that was like kind of fun for a bit. It captures like 20% of what you want, but it's mostly ring outs. Like you just, I flew out of the ring, and it's like, yeah, that happened. So okay, But anyway, sumo. Get into it. It's great.
Oh, I think it's Eat Fat Fight. I think is the one.
Great.
All right,
good name.
Because like there's not many games. Eat Fat Fight.
All right. Well, again, thank you for listening.
Do they actually have?
Go on.
Is the eating part of it? Like, are you cooking the stews and everything?
You eat food. You make food.
Chanko nabe.
If you're a male character, you actually see yourself get fatter, and if you're a female character, you don't because I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Huh. But if there's like a Chanko nabe cooking mini game,
weird.
That's like great.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.